Welcome to day 3 of the 30-day self-care challenge. Today we're going to look at creative expression. So we're going to create something unique, and today I'm going to show you through 2 different techniques which you can do. There's lots more. These are just the 2 that I've chosen today. This isn't about you being talented or artistic. It's about reconnecting with that part of you that loves to create, explore and play. And today we're going to dive into 2 techniques which I've chosen, which I used to do when I was younger, and I've done it throughout my self-care journey. By the end of this video, you would have created something that's uniquely yours and discovered that creativity is a form of self-care. So first thing you need to do is gather any supplies that you're going to need for your creative expression session. So for me, I've got a journal. It's a lined journal, so I can do some journaling later. I've got some blank paper, so I can do some doodling on. And I've got a load of coloured pens right here. There's lots of things you could do yourself. So this could be anything such as pottery, dancing, listening to music, anything that you feel brings out your creativity. Here's the thing though, you don't need anything fancy. Some scrap paper, a pen is the minimum you need. And whilst you're doing this, you're gonna put this phone to the side and give yourself permission to just enjoy and play and doodle and do whatever you need to just have a good time. Here's the most important thing I need you to know. There is no right or wrong way of doing this. This is purely for your own joy. So whatever you feel is working is perfectly fine. Someone else might not like it, but that doesn't matter. This is purely for your own joy. If your inner critic shows up today, and it might, just acknowledge it and keep going. Creativity is about the process, not the product. So let's dive in. One last thing before we begin. You might create something that you love, and you might create something that you hate. Both perfectly fine. The goal is to express yourself without limitations, to enjoy the process and ultimately allow yourself to be imperfect, because it doesn't have to be. So the first thing that I'm going to take you through, which is one of the 2 options that I'm doing today, is creative drawing or doodling, whatever you want to call it. It's taking a marker and putting it on paper. If you choose to follow me along with this, all we're going to do is draw some lines, some squiggles, some dots, whatever you feel is good on the piece of paper. There's no right, there's no wrong, you're just going to do what feels natural to you. For me, I want to make mine nice and colourful. So I'm going to take a few colours out of my selection here to get me started. And then I'm just simply going to start my creative expression. At any point, just take a pause and take a look at what you're doing. For me, I don't see any particular direction that I'm taking it. I'm just enjoying the vibrant colours that I'm using and seeing where it takes me. Every new stroke of the pen, I'm just seeing which direction it takes me then, and then changing colour as I feel that I need to, which is quite often. I'm going to leave it there because I think you can see the direction that I'm going, and as you can see, there's no specific direction that I feel like I've taken it. Maybe you can see something that I can't, another direction maybe, but for now I'm not seeing anything specific. But yeah, that's it for the drawing part. We'll move on to the journaling part. I'll give you a couple of prompts and myself a couple of prompts that we can go through. So for the next part, we're going to look into journaling. So I'll give you a couple of prompts to help stimulate your thinking. But all you're going to need is your notebook, some lined paper, or it doesn't even have to be lined, and a pen or pencil. What you need to do is you need to set yourself some expectations. So the first expectation is how long you're going to be writing for. And you can do this by setting yourself a timer. This can be 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long you feel you can or need to write for. So I've got 4 prompts for you. 2 nice and fun ones, and 2 which are a bit more deep thinking, which you'll probably have to be writing for a bit longer. So I'll read through them all, and then you can choose which prompt you want to go with today. What you need to remember is you can write however you want to. So this can be in proper English sentences, it can be in poetry, it can be in riddles, it can be anything that you feel that you can write. Remember, the point of this is to get out of your thinking mind and into your creative flow. If you do have that inner critic, like the last one, then just acknowledge them and just move past. So, your first fun prompt is, if you had to pick a superpower, what would it be and what would you do with it and why? So this is probably the one I'm going to go for because it's a nice and fun one. But moving on to prompt number 2. If you could have dinner with any person from history, who would it be and why? Again, another fun one. There's lots of people in history that I'd love to have dinner with, just so I can ask them questions and see what they're thinking. So moving into the more difficult prompts, I would say they're going to challenge your thinking a lot more, and they're a lot deeper in the emotional aspect of the journaling side. So if you want to go with these ones, you can, but you don't have to. You can go with the fun ones that I gave you earlier. But here's prompt 3. If you were to give your 5-year-old self some advice, what would it be? And the last prompt, again, this is a very deep thought prompt. I don't expect too many people to go with this one. But prompt number 4, you have the ability to ask your future self what regrets you have. What do you think they are, and how do you change your life because of that? So I'm going to dive into my journaling now. I'll put some film of what I'm writing so you can give an insight of what I'm thinking for this prompt. I'm going to go with the superpower one because I have some ideas in mind and I can do some free-flowing writing. But yeah, dive into your own prompt, see how you get on. Again, set that timer for 5 minutes and just write at your mind's will. At the end of the timer, just finish off what you're writing, whatever way you're writing it, just finish off, get that last thought onto the paper, and then we're going to reflect on what we've written. I'm going to read through everything and just see how it sounds, see how it looks, and see if it's a true representation of how we feel for that prompt. But that's the end of our creative practice. We've created something truly unique today. So each and every single one of you is creating something that's never existed before. And I know some people will argue with that statement, especially if you're writing, you're probably thinking maybe someone's written that before, but it's very unlikely. Take a moment to appreciate what you have drawn, what you've written, the music you listen to, however you've decided to express your creativity today. Just appreciate what you've done. Here's what I want you to remember today. Creativity isn't a talent, it's a practice, and we can keep doing this every day for 5 minutes, and it's a type of medicine for your soul. When you create without judgment, you create with joy, you create with passion, and you reconnect with that inner soul of yours. You remember that you're more than just a cog in the machine, which I know a lot of people feel like nowadays, and it allows you to just express yourself truly. If you really loved what you did today, do it again. Go create more, express yourself more, have more fun. Tomorrow, we're exploring mindful eating. We're exploring that same presence and joy to nourish your body. But for now, celebrate your creative spark and go enjoy the part of you that loves to create, loves to express themselves.